before any new AI tool goes into procurement, someone with clinical and operational authority has to answer the question, where does this sit in the existing workflow? Who's responsible for the handoff between the AI output and a human decision? And some of them might pay off, but most of them won't, and you won't know why. And this is where most AI pilots go to die. Leadership approves a broader rollout, and then 6 months into that rollout, adoption numbers are terrible. Clinical staff are either not using it or gaming it, and the vendor is getting blamed for the problem that has absolutely nothing to do with the technology. So what actually happens is that no one built the operational infrastructure to support real behavior change at scale. They did not redesign a workflow. Those are not the same thing. So AI in clinical environments does not just add a step to an existing workflow. At minimum, it raises a question that someone has to really answer. Do I act on this? And if so, what do I do? And by when? And who do I tell? Because every AI output that is surfaced to a clinician, they're asking that clinician to make a decision. And if you haven't built the operational infrastructure around that decision, the routing logic, the escalation pathway, the documentation requirement, the time expectation, you've just added noise to an already completely noise-saturated environment. It has to include the workflow mapping that goes granular enough to identify every decision point the AI touches. Not the high-level process, the actual moment-by-moment reality of how a nurse, a hospitalist, or a care coordinator encounters the AI output in their actual day. And that work, that's not glamorous. It's not a vendor's responsibility, it's yours. I know it sounds completely daunting, but it has to include explicit training as well, not just how to use the tool, but on when not to use it and when to override it. So clinicians need to know that they have both the authority and the obligation to push back on an AI recommendation that doesn't fit the clinical picture in front of them. Now that has to be stated explicitly, documented, and reinforced by leadership. Because the alternative, an environment where clinicians feel pressure to defer to algorithmic outputs because the tool was very expensive and the C-suite endorsed it, that's pretty dangerous right there.